Welcome back to 5-Minute Sermons. This time we are going to be in Deuteronomy 6, verse 1 through 6, and this is the greatest commandment. Now, when we think of this, we often think of this is when Jesus challenged people in various places and ways where he asked, well, what is the greatest commandment? Or was asked, what is the greatest commandment? And he says it. Well, I love Deuteronomy because in it you get a little bit of context of what the people who were asking of him, what context this was taken from, what surrounded it. So let's read it and we'll jump right through. Chapter 6, verse 1, Now this is the commandment, the statutes and the rules that the Lord your God commanded me to teach you, that you may do them in the land to which you are going over to possess it, that you may fear the Lord your God, you and your son's son, by keeping all his statutes and his commandments, which I command you all the days of your life, and that your days may be long. Hear therefore, O Israel, and be careful to do them, that it may go well with you, and that you may multiply greatly, as the Lord, the God of your father, has promised you, and a land flowing with milk and honey. Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God, the Lord is one. You shall love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul and with all your might. And these words that I command you today shall be on your heart. Now, we know from Romans 6 that we are no longer under the law, but we are under grace. Yet we also know from Romans 7 that the law is good. The new covenant is a distinct new thing that we've stepped into, but it is in some ways not a stating that what it was of old is therefore bad. It was a tutor. It was there for a time. It had its purpose, and it was good and is good. We just have a different relationship to it now than what we once did. As I said earlier, Jesus answers the Pharisee or the scribe that asks him, what is the greatest commandment? Jesus then challenges them with the Good Samaritan, asking them the question, who's really loving his neighbor. He challenges people in their loveless state with this very commandment here. However, I do not believe that this commandment had the intention of legalistic pretense. And what I mean by that is it was never purposed nor intended for this commandment or set of commandments to be that which we use and utilize to save ourselves or avail ourselves unto salvation. So when we read it, I believe we can find encouragement in it, not just the challenge of our own lovelessness. Indeed, it challenges our lovelessness. However, I believe this greatest commandment, this great commandment of God, is purposed towards the end of demonstrating what our fidelity should be. How faithful our love should be to the one who loved us and loves us. If you look back in chapter 5, the giving of the 10 commandments, he says, I'm the Lord your God. I've delivered you. I've made you mine. Therefore, go and do this. And chapter 6 is no different in the continuation of that idea. I have saved you. I have redeemed you. Take this into your heart, verse 6 says. Take these words, this law, into your heart, and it's going to go well with you. God is giving them a way to operate and think and feel and act within their culture and society that is good. There's no burden here of being faithful. And if we think that there is, it's kind of like the burden of a husband being faithful to his wife, which, when we put it in those terms, hopefully should immediately draw us to a place where we go, okay, I get it a little bit better now. The call to fidelity to our wife is the expectation of having entered into a union with her by faith. The same thing is true as we are in relationship with God, having been redeemed, restored, renewed, and caused to be born again to a living hope with the Spirit of God inside of us under the new covenant of grace. We should still yet seek this fidelity, this love. To love the Lord our God with all of our heart, with all of our soul, and with all of our might. Christian, this is our call. To love the Lord our God with everything we got. Brothers, sisters, may you be encouraged today with the simple admonition of love God faithfully with all you have. God bless you. We'll see you next time.